Hey everyone, it's Caroline. I'm here today with Bridget, who is a leader in the cybersecurity space and just an all-around awesome person and leader. And I invited Bridget on today to share her latest career success story. I think it is a beautiful example of how quickly we can turn around our career for the better with just a little bit of the right amount of time, attention, and support. So Bridget came into my networking course hungry and ready to make that next change. I should say that we met through a mutual acquaintance. So this networking stuff really does work. And even though she was hungry and ready, she still had some barriers in the way that were preventing her from getting what she wanted. And so Bridget, I'm going to hand over to you to introduce yourself and share a little bit more about what was getting in your way of making your next career change.
Thanks, Carolyn. As Carolyn said, my name's Bridget. I've been in the cybersecurity practice for 20 plus years and have had a good career, but found myself at a point where I was not where I wanted to be, somewhat stagnant in the roles, and really didn't know that big, what do I want to do next? What do I want to do when I grow up type question. And where I was at that point in time, which wasn't too long ago, was very friction-based environment, and that had been weighing me down personally. It wasn't providing the type of atmosphere and culture to promote and help me grow to meet my professional goals. And, I was in turn not seeing my strengths and capabilities. And so the thought of networking and stepping out and reaching out to people to talk about, next steps was just scary and daunting.
Yeah, so well said, and such a, I think, common experience for a not so great work situation to affect our own self-confidence and kind of have us question our own selves. So thank you for sharing that. And one of the main reasons I wanted you to share your story with people today is that you made some huge shifts throughout a very short time in our networking course. It was 6 weeks, and just kind of every week it was like you were having light bulb moments. And so if you could just share kind of the shifts that stand out for you in terms of what really helped you move forward and make this latest move.
Absolutely. I think I was so hungry for a change is what also propelled the quick change. And really through the course where we talked about your best self and lead from your best self. And really that's where the quote magic happened for me, is reconnecting with what my skills, my experiences are, what my secret sauce is, if you will. Because I had gotten far away from that. The friction, the negativity that I had weighed me down. And so once I just reconnected with that gave me more confidence and just kind of lit the fire to have that ability to see ahead more. And that coupled with the reframes of going to that place instead of, oh, whoa, see a job posting with, 50, these are what you have to do, and just instantly going, I don't know about that. And going back to the point of reframes and connecting with what's my secret sauce. Yeah, I could do that.
Love that.
So that was really the catalyst for subsequent steps. I'd say the next biggest thing was getting away from networking as the term and more conversations. At least for me, that was really key. For some reason, networking would send me into like a shock and an uncomfortable zone. Whereas when I reframed that and thought of it just as a conversation, it became much easier. And a conversation and curiosity, instead of going straight in with, hey, I want a job, which is very awkward and high stakes, but coming in to ask about, hey, you recently moved roles, you recently got a new job. I'm curious. I'm starting to look at that process. Would you mind me talking, spending up a little time and talking about that process? That became much more of a conversation than, hey, can I get a job? And I don't even know if I want the job. So those were the two keys that really I started working into my mind.
Love that. Love that. Yeah. And I remember actually, as you say that, I remember in one of the first calls you saying, hey, I can have a conversation, right? And it's so interesting just that seemingly little shift is yet so powerful in, helping us show up in these conversations so much differently. So awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm just so curious, you've had a long and successful career and have just recently gotten, do we call it a promotion? I know it's within your same company, so however we refer to it, but a new role and everything that brings with it. So I'm just curious, what career advice you'd like to share with people that either on this last career move you made or just that has kind of brought you to this point in your career, what you'd like to leave people with.
Probably the key thing that I would share is that whole bring your best self, focus in on your secret sauce. And I know for me at times when I was not feeling so great and unique, that that alone can feel like, but I don't have anything. And through some of your prompting, really, Carolyn, and those questions, each person does. There's some unique secret sauce that you do project management differently, you do accounting differently. So to just hone in on that, and keep reframing to keep that in your mind, because otherwise it does get daunting looking at a list of requirements for a job and you go into a state of shock. So lead from your best self, as you say it.
Beautiful.
That is key.
Thank you so much for joining and sharing your experience.
Thank you for having me.